Hello, this is Chris Carlo, your friendly neighborhood acupuncturist. I want to give you another natural health tip. I want to talk about digestive health, sinus issues, and the fit test. So, in regards to sinus issues, a lot of people I'm seeing have sinus trouble. Sometimes you think about allergies, for example, nasal congestion, um, postnasal drip, runny nose, sneezing. It could also get into eye irritations, watery eyes, dry eyes, things like that. And sometimes people are thinking about allergies as a cause. And I like to suggest looking deeper into the digestive system and the health of the digestive system, because that's a beginning where we could develop sensitivities to foods or introduce toxins or pathogens like bad gut bugs. I like to call them, we think about probiotics, and people are aware of that more and more, and we can introduce a lot of bad gut bugs into our system that create a lot of digestive issues, bloating, and other discomfort. And we want to make sure we have good gut health. So, in regards to sinus issues, I'd like to point out a couple of things. This is like yin yang stuff with traditional Chinese medicine. Generally, if you tend to run hot, you feel warm, hot hands, you're uncomfortable in warm places, and you're having sinus issues, I start thinking about needing to detox the body, lightening up the diet, eating a lot of veggies. I have a 21-day purification program that I usually run with my patients. You lose a few pounds, you clean up a lot of junk in the body, it turns on the elimination organs, like the liver, the kidneys, the colon. It helps them to function better so we can eliminate toxins, and that can be a big plus, okay? Now, opposite to that, if you tend to run cold versus hot, if you tend to feel cold, cold hands, feet, uncomfortable, tend to be cold more often than other folks are around you, that may mean that you, this is all about sinus issues, right? And you tend to run cold and you have an aversion to cold, that could mean your body needs to warm up a little more. Okay, and in traditional Chinese medicine, we talk about yin and yang is more of a warming type aspect or characteristic, and you may be lacking that characteristic, yang, the warming aspect, or even energy, lacking energy. And so we would talk about these concepts and try to help tonify that energy and boost that energy and support the body's ability to warm up. So think about those when you're having sinus issues and see where you might fall with that. This may require you coming in for more detailed evaluation so we can kind of get you on a good path. But I want to get into digestive health and some things you could do there on your own. So, sinus issues, all right, digestive health, getting the digestion to work well. Everything that you eat should be warm, not cold. Digestion's like a furnace, right? It's like burning. It's our metabolism. It's warming up the body. It's producing energy to help our body function well. And if we do things to cool that digestive fire down, that can work against us. The digestive system won't work as well, and it could produce inflammation in the body and lead to phlegm, as producing phlegm. So we want to guard against that. That's why there's a lot of spices in foods, and I'm just talking about regular spices like black pepper. Black pepper's warming. It helps us digest the food. It's like a digestive aid. Ginger, black pepper, those are some of the basics when it comes to adding spices to food. There's a lot of other spices. Some of them are very spicy, making you sweat, and that's not really where I'm going with this. Ginger and black pepper are the more common digestive aids. You could also look into pill form of digestive aid that has acid in it, which our stomach has acid to help break down food. When you take a digestive aid that has acid and enzymes, that will aid your digestion and help you to digest your food better. When you digest your food better, you unlock the nutrients, the body can utilize those nutrients better. If you're not digesting the food properly, it just turns into a bunch of junk in your body. Toxins, it turns into a form that the body doesn't recognize. It's not broken down sufficiently, so it becomes problematic. It can create discomfort, bloating, all sorts of digestive irregularities, constipation, diarrhea, nausea, burning, and etc. So digestive aids may be a solution, and getting the gut to work well can help the sinuses. It can help alleviate sinus irritation. Sometimes there's dryness because of the gut. Sometimes there's too much mucus because of the gut not working well. Okay, so digestive aids are helpful. Fermented vegetables are going to be helpful, and I'm not talking about pickled in vinegar. I'm talking about fermented. You let the vegetables ferment underwater. This is a process you can look up to, or you can buy it in the store. They have them. It's specifically labeled fermented vegetables. They have beets and cabbage in the store, and think of it like a pickled item. You know, if you're going to have a salad and you have something sour on it, like vinegar or pickles, some people, you know, will put a sour type flavor on their salad or other foods. You can use fermented vegetables, and that will introduce good bacteria into your gut and be helpful, and that will help your gut function better, and again, can be an improvement in regards to how your sinuses are functioning. A third thing to consider is having a FIT test. A FIT test is a food inflammation test. We test, it's like a blood test, and I do it here in the clinic. We can test your blood to see if you have sensitivities to specific foods that you eat. And these foods could be considered good, healthy foods, but they're just leaking into your system. This gets into leaky gut syndrome, where it leaks into your bloodstream and your body says, I don't recognize this because it wasn't broken down properly. And so I'm going to attack it, and I'm going to develop antibodies against it if I see it again. And this is like an immune response. And with immune responses, we get inflammation. And inflammation is a big key factor in pretty much every health issue out there. So reducing inflammation is important. Finding ways to reduce inflammation is going to help in all sorts of health issues, from pain, arthritis, to you name it, anything. The body needs the body needs to be able to control inflammation well, and as we get older, that inflammation can overwhelm the body and just turn into all sorts of problems, blocking circulation in the body. So a FIT test can identify foods that you're sensitive to, and then the process is to eliminate those foods, which will help with digestive function, and that will reduce inflammation in the body and can help control sinus issues. Okay, and then over time you could lose that sensitivity because you've stayed away from that food long enough, and perhaps you could introduce that food back in without having that same kind of reaction. So I hope this makes sense. Again, there's digestive aids that can be helpful, working on the gut in regards to sinus issues, and fermented vegetables can be helpful as well. And then taking a FIT test can also be helpful in identifying foods that are irritants to the gut, which can lead to excessive inflammation and production of phlegm in the body. So leave some comments if you got any questions. I'd love to hear them and respond. And until next time, keep on the sunny side.